Thanks, folks, for showing up to the Regen Network community call and update for this beautiful July 20th, 2022. Um, let's go ahead and get started. On today's agenda, as usual, we'll talk about the Regenerati News Hour a little bit. Um, Becca's kind enough to come on today and give us some registry and science updates. We will, again, as usual, give some governance updates, really exciting news happening with Regen Ledger 4.0. I'll talk about the guide skip book a little bit and also some of the proposals that are up right now. And per usual, give you the Regen market liquidity update if we make it there. So yeah, without further ado, Regenerati News Hour. This is our Twitter Spaces. For those who don't know, it happens every Thursday at 1600 UTC. It's typically very early for my part of the world, but for others, it's probably very convenient. Last week was a registry and ledger talk, project life cycles, barriers, and questions to generating eco credits. As you can tell from that title, there's always some really exciting stuff happening. We had Will, Masters, Timo, Sav, and Antonio from Earth Regenerators on. And this week we'll have Gregory on. I'm sure he's got a few tricks up his sleeves. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to talk about, but he's always great to listen to. So I'm sure it'll be very interesting. All right, cool. Registry and science update. Becca, did you want to jump in there?
Yeah, totally. And met it on the Twitter Spaces from last week. It's really awesome. Trying to carve out space for folks to surface the questions that they have, not just about potential projects or ideas, but about just status of registry and ledger and what's forthcoming. So it was a really great conversation, and we'll be having lots more of those. We touched on some other stuff like seed funding and curation. So it was a great conversation. But yeah, so for registry and science, we are still really moving with some of these methodologies from external developers. And you can view all of the ones that are noted here in Built on Regen. You can see their status, what the folks that are working on them individually, and even connect out to them. But they're specifically on like regenerative ag, so cropping systems, marine ecosystems, biochar Colshan Carbon, who shows up a lot in our community spaces, is doing biochar, and then ERA Brazil is working on one for keystone species, specifically the jaguar. So those are awesome. I would definitely invite folks to check them out more on Built on Regen and link up with them on Twitter and other places to gather. Um, the registry guide, maybe a little less sexy, but still really exciting for our team, are the new chapters coming out for their registry guides, specifically around methodology development and project development. So those are meant to give people really some like meat on the bone as to what are the steps, what are the things to be considering, what are the questions that I should be asking about my potential project or methodology or idea. We definitely welcome folks to check that out. And that is on Gitbook. That link is dropped there, library.regen.network. And then lastly, environmental stewardship, which is a practice-based non-carbon methodology, is moving forward with fiber shed as a use case, which is sheep grazing and vineyard systems. We've got a couple of other projects, some of which are also grantees from our community fund grant round, that are working on conservation ag practices in Cambodia, regenerative cotton with smallholders in southern India, and just a lot of momentum around this idea and opportunity. So if anybody's interested in checking that out more, that link takes you to the co-working group in Hilo for the Environmental Stewardship Initiative. So definitely welcome involvement. There are some docs that you can review and see kind of where the conversation's going. And hopefully we'll be having some office hours for that in the coming weeks as well. So that's just a little taste. There's a lot more always going on, but those are some exciting things that are moving right now.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited to see that the Jaguar stuff is still happening. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And maybe it's like, I mean, jaguars are awesome, but there's many more animals on the planet. So hopefully it'll
Totally.
kind of spark a revolution. Yeah, it'll be cool.
Totally.
Cool. So yeah, so governance discussions. Of course, our Commonwealth Forum. We've got our link here, forum.regen.network. Please jump in there if you have any thoughts or any kind of discussions. If you want to, you know, voice any proposals or anything like that, that's the place to go. Sasha just posted something in the tokenomics upgrade, which is just at the top of the list there. A really thorough kind of 2 cents, as they put it, about the tokenomics upgrade. I think it was like liquidity versus something rather. I forget. I
Yeah,
don't
do
have it
you
in front
guys?
of me.
I could share just a little bit about that if you
Oh,
want
sure.
want me
Yeah,
to.
please, Will. Thank you.
Yeah. So essentially, maybe I'll find a spot to just pop on my video for a moment. Um, so basically, what's going on with that is that initially I had written this proposal regarding essentially how do we ensure robust liquidity for the regen token, and considering external gauges on osmosis is kind of a, a longer term solution than the way that other people have been doing it, with just kind of one time 30 or 90-day incentives. And actually, Sunshine Validators submitted a grant proposal to the Osmosis grant program, which was received. So they're working away on that project. In the meantime, since we first came up with this idea, there is this mechanism called interfluid staking, which is essentially taking the regen side of the pair on osmosis and matching it up with just have my puppy here matching it up over to regen to be able to stake with it. So that is a very interesting part of the technical roadmap in the Cosmos ecosystem that could do a lot to achieve both better network security and better liquidity. So please check that out.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Exciting stuff for sure. Let's see here. So yeah, thanks again for that update there. That's really useful. Regen Ledger 4.0, really exciting. We are making major moves there. I'm not sure if Ryan is in the call.
I
If you
just
are,
joined. Good
oh,
timing.
perfect time. You are
Sorry,
the best.
meeting was running late, but
Not
I'm
an
here now.
issue. You came
Um,
right at the perfect time, so thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead and give us the scoop.
cool. So we officially cut a release candidate on Sunday after going through the beta release process, which took a little bit longer than we would have hoped, but definitely a necessary process to go through, and lots of things to test in terms of migration, since we did a ORM update. So we're essentially using this way of abstracting the key value store and using primary and secondary keys with this ORM module that's built and maintained in the SDK, originally built in Regen Ledger and moved over there. And that has added some complications in terms of migration. So we did find a few issues that were resolved, and then a few more very minor issues, but also very important to resolve for the official release. So this week we've been doing our auditing and testing process in the release candidate phase, and we've found a few minor issues, but nothing that should be holding us back from our target date of an official release next week. The only thing at this point that I can foresee is if new issues come up, which I don't imagine are coming up in relation to what we've tested, but new issues in relation to the bridge service, which we're currently working on finishing up end-to-end tests with the bridge service. And obviously, we would need to make sure that we have all the proper functionality in 4.0 to support the bridge service. So that's the only really thing that could be potential blocker for hitting our target of early next week is whether we can finish the end-to-end tests for the bridge service and ensure that we have all the proper functionality in place for Regen Ledger 4.0. But yeah, things are moving along. Current plan is an official release early next week, which would mean that we would be targeting an upgrade sometime mid-week the following week. We have a 7-day voting period for mainnet. We'll do a Redwood upgrade prior to the upgrade on mainnet, and then we'll probably, just to space things out a little bit, we'll probably reboot the Hambach testnet after the mainnet upgrade. But we'll have the experimental build working for within 4.0 for Hambach testnet, which includes CosmWasm, as well as including an early version of the group module, which will be available in the next Regen Ledger 5.0 release with the update to the Cosmos SDK, the official group module. But we have our early version of the group module that was originally developed in Regen Ledger available on the experimental test network. So all the same functionality that you have on the stable configuration on mainnet and Redwood is included in the experimental build, with the addition of CosmWasm and this alpha version of the group module. But yeah, I've already kind of gone through all the functionality on 4.0, so I don't need to go over that again necessarily. But if you are interested, the community forum discussion and the release candidate has an overview summary of the new features. You'll notice that those two are very much the same. Didn't need to duplicate the work. So if you're interested in checking out more information about what's included in 4.0 and getting caught up, the release candidate on GitHub has all that information, as well as the community forum discussion on Commonwealth.
Awesome. Thank you. I misspelled Hambach. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Hambach. It's Hambach.
Hambach.
I swear. With this H, I swear, guys.
Get your hand
No, that's
back.
great. I mean, this is really exciting. I mean, we've been waiting on this for a while now, and I love seeing it come together. So, once it starts happening, it just happens really fast. So again, there's only a 7-day voting period. So if they cut this official release next week, it's just gonna pop right out, and we'll have 4.0. And then I'm really excited to start playing with the groups module too. That's gonna be awesome. Cool.
And then one additional note there too, I'll make sure that we have a validator upgrade guide available on the day that we cut the official release. So it's not available at the moment, but as soon as the day that we cut the release, we'll make sure that the validator upgrade guide is also published, so validators can start preparing their nodes ahead of time using Cosmovisor if that's the preferred method. But we'll get that set up with the official release.
Cool, appreciate that. Our validators are amazing, so I'm sure they're going to be on top of that. They always kill it every time. Just a quick thing, I've mentioned this before. This is some ongoing work and kind of a little bit of alpha as to what's happening with the actual registry app itself. So it kind of falls in line with the registry programs library. So this is going to be like some supplemental guides with wallet functionality, some governance stuff, just, your basic questions and answer and kind of step-by-step guides on how to use all the different apps that we have and that we interact with. So that should be coming out very soon. We're just making final edits on it, making it look a little nicer, and you'll have that out there. Oh yeah, so right now I believe, I mean, this is kind of the thing with the 7-day voting period, is that once proposals come out, people really need to jump on and start voting. I'll put another announcement out on the Discord and Telegram, reminding everyone to check out the proposals on Kepler. So right now we've got the currency allow list proposal that I believe Loa Labs put up, Prop 13. So please go on there. We have maybe 2 days left, and I should have checked this morning, but I'm not sure we've reached quorum on it yet. So please get out there and vote. Voting is very, very, very important, and some of the cool stuff that we can do with inside of the Cosmos ecosystem. It's kind of unique. So get out there and vote. And I should have put the vote GIF on there like Gregory always does. Seems to help. But yeah, check it out. The liquidity reports, nothing special here, of course. Everybody knows we're in a bear market. So, so digital and in-person events, there's nothing scheduled this month that I know about. But some of our team is going to be showing up at Cosmoverse. So if you're going to be down there, make sure you say, hey, I am not 100% sure about speaking spots, but knowing Gregory, I'm sure he'll be up there. So
I think Gregory's
Cosmoverse.
actually I think Gregory's going to be in Paris.
Oh, he's going to
and
be in Paris.
speaking
That's right.
at the 1-day thing that's after the ETH event, organized by Seb.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'll make sure I throw that on the slide next time around too. So yeah, thanks for that, Will. Yeah, Gregory's jumping all over the place. So make sure you watch his talks. I mean, anytime I watch him speak, I'm just like blown away. So like he's always got great stuff to say, and he's good at it. So yeah, so Cosmoverse and then the Paris thing, I'll try to get some information about that here soon. All right, cool. So yeah, not too bad. About 15 minutes as we try to keep it to. Join us again in 2 weeks. And for now, let's I guess try to open it up. I'll stop sharing. Let's open it up.
Looks like Dan froze. Is that just me?
No.
Open it up to questions, I believe is what he was saying. If anyone's got questions.
I do have a quick one. Hey, it's Jan. Because I'm going to Paris for the organized by Filecoin is the Sustainable Blockchain Summit. Does anybody know if that's the same thing where Gregory is going? It's this Friday and Saturday.
I know he's
I'm
traveling
not sure.
today. Yeah, I could try to pull up his calendar here. Not sure though.
It didn't sound like it, but it would be fantastic to have an overlap. But I had a secondary question because it seems like I missed last week's community call that would have been much more interesting to me around the registry updates. Is there a recording somewhere? I was just scrolling through the Discord.
Yeah, the recordings are actually on our YouTube. Let me try to get the link for you there. I think it's just youtube.com/Regen-network, I believe. I'm looking right now. Yep.
Did you say Sustainable Blockchain Summit?
I got it. Perfect. The one I am going to is called the Sustainable Blockchain Summit.
Yeah, that's on Gregory's calendar. So
okay. So that must be it.
Hopefully you get a chance to see him
there. I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that he was going to that. I would have thought he's at Cosmoverse.
Maybe he's
so just look for the
there it looks like Nebular's going on. It looks like he's going to be at Sustainable Blockchain Summit and then headed over to Nebular Summit. Is that what you're referencing?
I don't know about the Nebular, but the SBS one is definitely on my calendar as well. And it is probably in last week's call, but did you guys cover anything about the decentralized identifiers for projects in the project lifecycle?
We did not touch on that. I feel like that would be something really good to include, and we've got a few folks that are sort of touching on that with their own work. So I feel like that would be good to loop into a future one for sure.
Perfect, because that's what I'm really interested in, and also working on. So I'm trying to understand the plans you guys have for the registry and how to use the DIDs. Trying to avoid duplicate work across different projects who are actually looking into creating like global IDs for the stewards. So just FYI, it's still early, so it's probably time to talk.
Yeah, totally. Please reach out. Find me on Twitter or Discord. I'd love to know more.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll do it. I've also had talks with Sarah already, and Sam and is in an email discussion. So trying to hear back from them. But I think now with the release, now it makes sense why I'm having a hard time hearing from them. I think everybody's super busy, right?
Yeah, everybody is slammed. Even I have trouble, and I'm on the team. Yeah, everybody is slammed. I mean, yeah, but that's good. I mean, it's a good thing. Good to be busy. So, yeah, awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you for those.
Sorry, that's all I had. That's all I had. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so just while you're there, just look for the big mustache, and that'll be Gregory.
And the hat.
And the hat. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Anything else? We got about 5 more minutes left here. If not, we can probably call it a little short this time. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, that's awesome. We did 25 minutes, so thank you everybody for participating, and we'll give you a little bit of your time back here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks and on Thursday. So we're always around. So hit us up on Discord, Telegram, Twitter, all of the things. So thanks again for coming, and I will chat with you later. Bye.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everyone.
Everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.